For decades, the aircraft carrier has been the ultimate symbol of naval power. Massive, intimidating, and incredibly expensive, it represented a nation's ability to project force far beyond its borders. Yet today, a quiet but powerful shift is taking place on the world's oceans. The Brazilian Navy's decision to focus on a new class of naval capabilities without pursuing an aircraft carrier is not a sign of weakness. It is a reflection of changing realities in modern warfare, economics, and strategy. Brazil's naval doctrine has always been shaped by its geography. With more than 7,000 kilometers of coastline and vast offshore resources known as the Blue Amazon, Brazil's primary concern is maritime security rather than global power projection. Protecting sea lanes, oil platforms, and national sovereignty in the South Atlantic requires endurance, surveillance, and deterrence, not necessarily a floating airbase. In this context, the move away from aircraft carriers makes strategic sense. Modern threats are more subtle and asymmetric, ranging from submarines and cyber warfare to long-range missiles and unmanned systems. Aircraft carriers come with enormous costs that go far beyond construction. Training pilots, maintaining complex air wings, protecting the carrier with escorts, and sustaining global logistics demand budgets that only a handful of nations can realistically afford. Even then, carriers are no longer the untouchable assets they once seemed to be. Advances in anti-ship ballistic missiles, hypersonic weapons, and long-range precision strikes have made large surface ships increasingly vulnerable. A single successful hit could neutralize an investment worth tens of billions of dollars, along with its political and military value. Instead, Brazil is placing emphasis on a more balanced and resilient naval force. Submarines, especially conventionally powered and future nuclear-powered ones, offer stealth, deterrence, and strategic depth at a fraction of the cost of an aircraft carrier. Frigates and corvettes equipped with modern sensors, missiles, and networked combat systems provide flexible responses to a wide range of missions, from combat operations to humanitarian assistance. These platforms are better suited to Brazil's real-world needs and regional responsibilities. This approach is not unique to Brazil. Across the globe, many navies are rethinking the carrier-centric model. Even traditional carrier powers are questioning how to adapt these massive ships to a battlefield dominated by drones, satellites, and long-range precision weapons. Smaller nations, in particular, are recognizing that distributed naval power, spread across multiple platforms rather than concentrated in a single flagship, offers greater survivability and strategic flexibility. Unmanned systems are also reshaping naval warfare. Drones operating from land bases or smaller ships can now perform missions once reserved for carrier-based aircraft, including surveillance, reconnaissance, and even strike roles. Combined with satellite intelligence and long-range missiles, a navy can exert significant influence without ever deploying an aircraft carrier. Brazil's focus on integrating advanced technologies into its fleet aligns perfectly with this emerging reality. Politically, the absence of an aircraft carrier also reflects a more restrained and realistic foreign policy posture. Brazil is not seeking to dominate distant oceans or engage in constant overseas military operations. Instead, it aims to safeguard its national interests, contribute to regional stability, and participate in international missions when necessary. A modern, capable fleet tailored to these goals is far more effective than an expensive symbol of power that may rarely be used to its full potential. In many ways, the Brazilian Navy's direction signals a broader global trend. Naval power in the 21st century is no longer defined by the biggest ship in the fleet, but by adaptability, technology, and strategic clarity. By investing in platforms and systems that match its geography, economy, and security needs, Brazil is demonstrating that the future of naval strength may lie not in aircraft carriers, but in smarter, more flexible forces designed for a rapidly changing world.